And we're live? I have no clue. I'm gonna check on my phone. What was that? I got a text. From Google. Google. How do I... What's going on? What's this? I don't know how to tell. Huh? It shows me it's live. I'm gonna mute for a second. It's alright. Oh shit. Looks like it's working. This is still pretty loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. But, whatever. So, I had originally planned on putting this on a different channel, because this was like my gaming channel, and I think I probably still will put any of my 3D printing stuff on, like it's called a Polygons Analysis. It's a very similar channel to, like, this is still pretty loud. Any other review slash build slash tech channel. And I'm not gonna lie, I got this style of setup, though I'm using just cheap Logitech and Microsoft webcams that I actually use for my 3D printers to do. Hold on, I hear myself again. So. Oh shit. I love the Google app that'll just, or the when you have whatever the hell it is, the you pay for the premium channels for YouTube, and it'll just play through even though you close it, which is kind of nice, and it does that, I think, more often than not. But anyhow, I'm gonna get some coffee. Because this is going to be a long day. But like I was saying, I'm going to move this to... I'm pretty sure I'm going to move this to my my other channel once that's up and running. But when I signed up to stream on it, I needed to verify it, and then I needed to wait 24 hours, and nobody got time for that. So, here's to building a printer. Oh, that's hot. Where am I not going to spill that? I'm sure I'm going to forget about that in a second. Alright, so first thing, I have 3 different camera views. So this is the front view, this is the top view, and this is the side view. I can switch to them pretty quickly, and I'm probably going to forget. I don't know. So maybe I'll move the side view to not... whatever. I'll just do this. Alright, so in the box, these are like decorative. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to put them in there because I've heard problems. They go in like these rails. Whatever. This is going to be difficult. These rails, they go inside of these and like this stuff to like cover it up. You have a power cord. Need that for a while. An extra Bowden tube. An instruction manual that does not look like English. Some of it does, I guess. It's hard for me to tell because I don't know. So, I've heard that this is a pretty decent guide, so I'm just going to go through it step by step and try and figure it out. And then, got like a card from them, some spare zip ties and all your Allen keys. Ooh, they're even the rounded ones. And then 3 wrenches. And then I don't know what's in the cardboard thing. I guess I'll look. Oh, I'm guessing it's the... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Your cable, or your snips. Not as easy to get out as I was expecting. Alright, so I'll probably need a bunch of these. So then you have your power connector, or your USB connection. I will be using a Raspberry Pi. More junk. The USB to micro SD card reader. So then you have, so here are your end stops and some thumb screws. I'm not really sure what the thumb screws are for yet. So you have your Y and Z, probably just the Z end stop. This is the holder for the filament. A scraper, an extra, so you have an extra tube, an extra coupler, and then an extra nozzle, and then some T-nut screws and such. The filament holder. This is a filament sensor. So this goes on there somewhere. I think it must go on like right here. Probably. Right before the thing. So I'll do that later. And hypoderm, no. This is a acupuncture needle to clean out the nozzle. Or just stab yourself with later. I'll be sure to do that. And then we have a decent sized roll of filament. So they give you like a mini roll of filament. But it's better than that little tiny thing because I hardly get anything done. Okay, so that's it for this box. I'll put some of the stuff back in just so I can put it off the table for right now. It's just sitting on the floor. I'm gonna forget where that is. Alright, so okay, so it comes with a built into the filament sensor. I think it's on one of these things. I covered these up because my cat kept chewing on them, and you'll probably see him in a little bit. But there's a sensor on here. Oh, there's a couple things. Yeah, so the filament sensor, if you don't want to use it, you don't have to, and you can just use this to bypass it, so it always shows as built in first, basically on. This is just a thank you for buying it. Oh, I got it from Woot.com. They had a special for this printer, and so I bought it probably 4 or 5 months ago. 4 months ago maybe, but I just haven't had time to put it together, and I figured I'll try this and see what happens. I'm not gonna need this. Oh, I was gonna kick off. Dang, I forgot. Where is my mouse? Extruder, CR knob. So I'm gonna kick off an extruder knob for this, and the printer in the back. So hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Yeah, I don't have any webcams for that anymore, but whatever. I don't do this yet. I don't do this yet. Alright, so let's get started. Why don't I do this? So, step 1. Read. Pictures. Where are the pictures? I'm guessing that this isn't gonna take too much time to put together because it looks like it's almost 99% together. Well, not 99%, but alright. Install the gantry frame. So I just need 4 M5 by 25 bolts. There's one extra there. Not there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they're in here. So here are the bolts. That actually does not feel like metal. That was really light. That must be aluminum. Aluminium, if you're from across the pond. Yeah, it's kind of cool that they have them the T-shaped, so that you can. Well, that does not focus. Anyhow, they have them T-shaped so you can so it'll help support your extruder. Nope, to help support your carriage, whatever this is. I don't care. I'm actually gonna get all the dust off of this. I'm gonna put this thing to use. Alright, so it didn't tell me to cut, well, it's all loose on here, so I'm gonna cut all of the straps, I mean, the zip ties. Oh, I should have cut it so I could use them again, but I'm not that cheap. Alright, so trashed it is. Alright, so first step is to line this up and set it in here. So the part that's closest to me is the front, and then you're looking at so the front is right here. That's a little closer than I wanted it to be, but whatever. We'll just go to this view. Or no, this view? Is this view better? Not really. Alright, so step one, remove this thing for a second. These off here. So I still need these screws. I don't have, so there's 4 locking, the lock washers, but I think that everybody that I've seen says that they're kind of a joke. It does not say to install them. Alright. So I'm gonna lay it on its side. Lay it on. Pretty much left that like so I'm gonna do it this way. And this way. It's, no matter what I do, it's wrong. So, alright, so I'm going to put this on here. I should have probably gotten a Allen key. Or wrench or whatever the hell they are. But alright, I'm gonna so I'm just gonna get them a little bit tight and then finish after I make sure everything's level and stuff, because I don't really love snugging something up until I'm for sure ready. It's better before it's for sure ready to go in there. I'd like to probably loosen all this stuff, but I don't have a very, this isn't a super flat table, so I don't really want to level it on this table, so I might take it upstairs and level it later after I'm done. Well, I'll probably level it on here. I'm not done too late. So, tool. This would have been easier to do differently. So that was probably the biggest screw, biggest bolt. Right. Cool. Ooh, there's 6 of these. So there's a concentric. There's a eccentric or concentric. The one that's off-centered on these 3, so you can tighten the gantry. Oh god. Oh god. It's a little unruly. everything else is on. Holy crap, everything was together. So this is the CR-10S. I think I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning. It is a 300 by 300 by 400 build volume, which is what I was looking. I was looking for something bigger. Not that I have a whole lot of stuff I want to print that's bigger, but I just thought that this might be something that's a little bit worthwhile, because it ends up like filling that gap of if I can't quite print something or I want to print something full, then it'll allow me to like kind of do that. So I'm just gonna wiggle it a little bit. I'm gonna wiggle it a little bit and then tighten these up to flip it back over so I can put the other stuff on here. So there are two holes in the top here. I felt like that might have been for these, but they're made not to do that, so I'm not really sure unless that's a different design or they changed it up at some point, and they just continue with their same process, because they're down here too. Yeah, so that's good there. Did not see this. I'm glad I saw it now. There's a little bit of foam in there. So, Luke Hatfield, yeah, has a Creality Ender 3 like tricks and tips thing. So while I have this over, and so you can go there like to figure out how to tighten everything and do all that kind of stuff. I've watched it a couple of times, or I've watched the one that one of the YouTubers does, to like kind of snug them up, and you kind of these are really loose, which makes me nervous. But basically, you don't want to be able to spin a one of these. You shouldn't be able to spin like that. You should have to like really try, and it should try and move the carriage. So I feel like this one is not tight enough, so I have to try and figure out how to get that tighter. So that worked. This one's loose now. This one is loose too. But you don't want them too tight. You want to be able to move them, but not like loose. So this one. I can't get that one tight. Oh, because these. So I need to loosen these and tighten this one. Is what needs to happen. Because these are pulling down, or pulling up, I guess, and then this one is missing, so I have to kind of like find a happy medium. So, oh, yeah, got it. So I'm going to loosen this one so that these are all touching. This one's not touching. So those three feel the same. So now I can tighten these. That one's tighter than these two, so that's good. So I'm going to tighten these ones to get it to the point where maybe they're not supposed to touch. So these, all three of these feel exactly the same. This one feels a little bit tighter. So I'm going to loosen this a little bit more. I don't want to have to do this later. to get this tight and working right now would be the best option, I think. Give up. Give this. There isn't one on there. That spins freely, but like almost all of them are done, and there's no more wobble. So, I think I'm gonna call that good enough anyway, for right now. Sorry for the sounds of drinking. Oh, it's working. It actually doesn't feel wobbly at all, so maybe I won't have to do any leveling. Whoop! Oh shit. Sorry about that. It's gonna take a minute to settle back down. Yeah, it's just on a. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't want to show you because it's embarrassing. This is my basement thing. I'm not super. It's not clean at all, but I just needed a place to be. Alright, so this is all gonna go over here. Alright, so you're looking at the front of it right now. Oh. Alright, so let's get back to here. So I did both of these steps. Now I have to put the T-bracket, T-nuts properly installed on both sides. So this is going to be the side where the X, or the Z end stop is going to go. So that's good. Oh. Take these things out now. So I don't really know how to level at the gantry. Because there's two Z screws. I'm gonna see if there's maybe a like a mod that you can do to like connect them on the top. Because the issue is like you can move one up and then so this is moving this side up and down and it's not controlling the other side, at least not manually. So then you end up having an issue where you potentially have one miss a step and then it ends up going up and down and that's just a big pain in the ass to try and like level your prints back. Whereas like that thing is, you can't really see it now, but that thing is just so small and it only has the one Z stepper motor. Okay, so I guess do these. Oh, crap. So this I don't care about right now. I don't know what these thumb screws are for. They have like these like thumb screws. I mean, I have no clue what they'd even be for. I mean, and I'd still have 4 lock washers. They didn't tell me to put them on, so I'm not going to. I'm going to put these back in here actually, so I don't lose them. No idea. Alright, there's a lot of zip ties. Alright, so I need the smaller one. Really? Yep. Alright, so the way these work is they go in and then you have to put them straight and then you push them in, and then when you turn it'll lock them in there, so you just have to make sure that they actually turn. So I don't love these, and sometimes you have to back them out again, and then sometimes when you back them out again they'll just fall out. Yeah, see that? This one didn't go. I hate these things. I would rather have... That one looks like it went. I can't see that bottom one, so it's kind of hard to say. Alright, so that's the... I don't get it. I'll just use this, I guess, to like get it to tip. It can't do it because I'm pushing really hard to like make sure it's in there, and then it doesn't do that. So did that one spin? Can't tell. Whatever, that's good for you. So this one did not spin. Wow. I didn't expect this to be as difficult. Oh, there. Wait. So the issue I'm having with this one is it's like tipping. I'm gonna get it semi-snug and then tip it myself. Huh. Oh. Maybe that's why? I have no idea what the hell's going on. It's like halfway tipped, but it's not fully engaging. Engage. Maybe I have it on backwards? No. I guess it could be on the wrong side, but I doubt that highly. No, I'm just going to tighten it down. It's barely catching, but I don't care about this. This is just a plastic part, so I don't really want to break that. Alright, well, that's as good as that's going to get. Alright, maybe if I lay this one down sideways, it won't be as bad. Yeah, they must have screwed this into the frame. Like, you can see... well, you could have seen if I put it in the right spot. But you can see how these three are, like, right there made for it, because this is... Oh, where is it? I lost it. Oh. You can see how that would, like, line up. So, I don't know. I'm thinking that that's where that should have gone or would have gone. But, I mean, meaning, like, it was just screwed into the frame instead of using these stupid-ass T, like, these V-slot, bolts. They're nuts. I hate them. I hate these V-slot nuts. Because, like, so now that one's not even going in there. Because it's, like, janky. There it goes. Alright, so... So I'm going to try this one first. So that one grabbed, so I'm going to just line it up and yep, force it. Maybe these aren't meant to, like, do that? Just gonna assume that what little bit they turn is the correct amount of turn. Boy, does that suck. Alright, so that... Tweet. Like a tweaker. Alright, I'm gonna just go around and double check everything else. I'm gonna loose them and then tighten them. Maybe I'll just tighten them. I may end up replacing the feet on this. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work. Alright, so there's that. So now I'm looking at the front. Let's see. These don't move at all. So that's loose now. You can't see. So I'm trying to like do these. I guess maybe this one. And so I want to be able to move it a little bit. I don't know how the hell this one does it. This is the So the issue is that, yeah, this one already has flat spots because they tightened it too much. So like it'll spin and then flip into that flat spot, so that's gonna have to wear out eventually. But I wanna be able to spin it a little bit with my thumb. Don't touch the X. With a Z lead screw. So the stock, I have the stock stuff on here, but I bought a CNC extruder to replace this plastic one because it's a piece of crap, and then I printed this in PETG to just cover up or to go over this because it's a lot smaller. Basically does the same thing. I already put a different, you can't really see it, but a different fan shroud on it, because this one just blows directly over the whole thing and doesn't really direct it. And I put this one on there, but it's still too close to the here, so I don't love it. And then I got some Capricorn tubing, and then I actually did end up buying a microsys hot end for this, because I want to print the ETG more reliably, and because this Bowden tube goes all the way down into the extruder, like way down into the extruder, it melts at higher temperatures, so it's bad. So I'm trying to avoid that. It's actually toxic at above like 240 or 235 or something. But I'm gonna do that later. I want to test this. I want to print a test piece before I do that, just to compare them. Also, I have a flexible metal flexible magnetic bed to go on here too, so that'll be nicer. Words. It sucks because the camera that I have over there is actually the worst of the bunch. These two are Logitech. I don't even know anymore. But they're actually 1080p. They were cheaper, for sure, but yeah. So the next step, it says to like put in the stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that. As much as I think it looks cool with those in there, I've heard so much of like it getting caught on like your Z carriage or your X carriage. Alright, so now I need to connect. Oh, righty. I thought they had quick disconnects, but there's like a loom that comes out of here that's always on here. That's real dumb. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Also, the I didn't know, and I just assumed it was going to have the same power. It's going to have the same power supply as the Ender 3, but this one's actually a smaller power supply, and it's only 12 volts instead of 24 volts for this giant bed. I am so far less impressed, or least impressed. I have headphones in so I can listen to music too. So, yeah. Alright, so at least these are all labeled. So you have like, this is the Z. And then, yeah, so everything's labeled. There's a lot of stuff to plug in now. Oh, so the bed and the, okay, I get it now. The only stuff that's plugged in externally are, so this is a short Z, is this a long Z? So I have to try and figure out where the hell to write, or to route this stuff. Unless I just route it out the back. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm already upset about this. Alright, so, oh, there's a camera there. Don't mind me. Alright, so this goes into your Z. So one down, 17 to go. What's this? This is Y. So Y is this part. So this is, the first one is, the little one goes in the end stop, and then the big one goes in your super motor. Oh, my super motor, not yours. You can't have it. You can't have it! Alright, so this is extruder, which is this part, So your extruder for E, and then I'm gonna have to find cable chains or something for this. I actually think I'm going to probably go with a mount that fits completely underneath to hide this in here, because I actually have I have a whole other control board and stuff for it too, and I may do a silicone bed heater depending on how this goes. If it takes as long as some people say it takes to heat up, then I may just like give up and do that. So wait, how this isn't like, oh, I'm like, so this is your X end stop, which is this one, and that is not easy to go to the bottom, I guess. So I'm just looking in the end of it, the belt is actually like all the way on the edge of the pulley, so I'm kind of not super thrilled with that, but whatever. Right, so wow, that is not easy to do. How the hell? Why wouldn't they just like... Alright, I'm gonna have to cheat and use a tool. I must not have little fingers. So then this plugs into your Y, X. It's an X gantry. Oh, that's fun. Alright, so X done. Love that. But I have to zip tie stuff together here. This is not. That's not looking pretty. Alright, so then what is this? This is Z. So your Z end stop. This is a very lively stream with nobody on it. It's really hard to like keep talking to yourself, but gotta start somewhere, right? Alright, so then that's together. Now the Z stepper motor. Yup. What's this? This is a filament burnout sensor. I'm gonna leave this off for right now. Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. I can't hear very well because of my headphones, and then that finished. I don't even know how long it was supposed to have taken. 34 minutes. That's not bad. So that, I'll get it off in a second. It's warm. That is really warm. But this is the magnetic sheet. Wham Bam makes one, but this was like a third the price, if not less. And it just pops right off, even if it's warm. And you can undo your stuff and put it right back on. And start anew. But this, I didn't watch it, and I don't love the quality of this one, but it's good enough. And it just, so it's like a little knob to help feed your extruder. So I just put it on and let it go. Let's see, there's no flat spot on this extruder? That's not good. Oh yeah, there it is. So basically, just so you can help feed filament down and through. So there's that, and then these. come out here. So that is an ugly mess of cable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not happy with how this looks. Whatever. I didn't update the firmware because I'm just planning on replacing the board anyway. Or the Marlin firmware. Because I want to replace the board eventually anyway. So I wonder what it's asking me to do with this tape stuff. I don't feel like I want to... I don't feel like I want to do that. Now it's just telling me how it works. It doesn't say anything about the tape. Maybe I will? I don't know. It just feels like, it feels like painter's tape. It's gonna just make like a really weird texture. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna hold off on that. And just print straight onto the glass. My first test print. Immediately broke the glass. I didn't. But that's what I feel like I'm about to do. That's a pretty clear sheet of glass. So another option I could do is get, so the reason I don't want to use the glass, a lot of people really like glass. They usually buy IKEA, IKEA mirrors or whatever they are, and the reason I don't want to use the glass, what the hell happened to the other ones? I don't know what happened to the other clips. Oh, I found them. They were hiding. The reason I don't want to use the IKEA clips is, or not clips. The IKEA. No, the reason I don't want to use the glass is because I want to print in PETG. The whole reason I got the Microswiss hot end. So it's higher temperature. PETG specifically will stick to glass. Like, of course it will stick to glass, but it'll like rip glass pieces off of your bed. So you'll immediately ruin it. This is actually really nice because every edge is beveled. So this is a really nice piece of glass. So I might just find a PEI sheet that's 300 by 300 and just shove it on here. Okay, so next step I guess would be to plug it in. I also, oh no, I need to do this. I'm gonna just use the regular Bowden tube for right now, because I don't really want to go do it. So I think this is supposed to clip in here. Yeah, so it'll stay up in the way. I have a bunch of these. It's just basically a badge clip. So you can use it. I'm gonna probably get that and put it up in here so that you can, so that it'll just pull it tight all the time. And then because it's the badge clip, it'll just keep tension on it 100% of the time. So yeah, one of the other things I started doing was I have a battery backup. You can't really see it, but that's what that gray thing is behind me. That I use to make sure that the power doesn't fail or surge or whatever, because I wanted to do it. Oh, the other thing you have to do is, so when you're first setting this up, there's a switch in here. In both of my printers came with it set to 220 or 230. Make sure you switch that if you're in America, because our power is not 220. mains. So, okay. I don't know where I'm going to plug this in. Give me 1 second. Zero is off, I'm assuming, because that would make sense. Oh! I stepped on the box that I said was down there. Don't mind me. Just getting an extension cord because I'm an idiot and wasn't prepared. Alright, now I have an extension cord going through my entire house. Plug into music. Alright. Flip the switch. I'm actually going to take out an ear thing. So this one's going to be considerably louder than any of my Sorry, I get text messages. Or considerably louder than that one because I have the stepper or the 1.14 Creality one. I'm like, uh-oh, it's reading zeros for the stuff, but it's because I don't have it plugged in. Does it not matter? It must not matter. Oh, it's gotta matter. I can't tell. Alright, so the quick disconnects were not connected, so I was terrified that it wasn't working, but it was just because I'm a little bit slow. Alright, so then this is the other one. I forgot to put the thing on there. The spool holder. I guess I'll do that now. So maybe that was what those thumb screws are for? That's an aggressive... Yeah, I guess that has to be what that is. That's an aggressive thumb screw. Or a pretty important thing for a thumb screw to hold on. Alright, so instead of opening a new roll of filament, I think I'm just going to use one that I have already. So maybe I'll just open it. Just white. I'm going to go on white, so... What? It's sealed really well. Not a Ziploc. I expected it to be a Ziploc. So it says 18 degrees, so let me no SD card. Prepare. Auto home. Fuck, it's loud. I don't know what it does for the... Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do for the lead screws. Because I've never used something with dual lead screws. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into the documentation a little bit better. So, because that leveled almost perfectly, like, that was nuts. It doesn't, it just ends. I mean, I know how to use 3D printers, so I guess I'm not that, like, upset about it, but there's, like, zero instruction. Oh, I like. So, preheat. Main. Prepare. Preheat pla. Really? Ugh. Wait. So that went way down. So maybe it wasn't as nice as I thought. I can't see the nozzle. Oh, it's hitting that. Son of a bitch. So, all right. I can't move Z. Cool. I turned Z to top and it restarted it. So I'm definitely going to flash this firmware at the very least. It restarts every time it goes up another. So it resets every time I go up. It's been a long time since I used it an SD card to like load G code. I guess I'll just try and print a Benchy or something. This is very entertaining, I know. At least it's working. So, in the, whatever those ones are, the Creality Ender 3s, you have to, like, basically build the whole thing. Like, the X gantry is just its own, like, this is all separate. You have to put these on, and I think this comes together, but you still have to put this on. You have to put the carriage on and stuff. It's a lot more work. Which is funny because it's, I mean, it makes sense because it's a lower priced one, but still, I don't mind doing it. Is that supposed to go the other way? Is that supposed to be backwards? No, that's really sure. So this is, I'm trying to get to 400, but I'm going to make it make some really god-awful noises. Because I just want it to... Because this is getting tight. Oh, I guess I have it way too far back. That makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. I have to have it, like, right here. I guess it's not that bad. So it's at 308, 312. Oh. I'm not going to be able to use that. At least not this one. I'm just manually doing it now because I can't, so down one more step. Perfect. Whatever. What the fuck did I just do? So that fucking sucks. So if that ever goes brrr, like, you fuck your whole leveling process up. Like, big time. So I'm just gonna let it move again. So, oh, damn it! I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna make a bracket to fit on. Where are you? So you're F3. I'm gonna make a bracket to fit up here. Up here. To like stop, so they will stop at the exact same point. I'm guessing that exists. But we'll see. This is freaking taking forever. I guess I'll have some more coffee. Black this time. Precariously on the edge. I like to live dangerously. Hopefully this thing will go and like just knock them off. Alright, so the next step is to level the bed once this finally gets back down. What the hell was that? It looked like it just unleveled itself. Okay, so I'm gonna just disable the steppers. So what that does is makes it so you can move this back and forth and like out of here. This is real tight, but I think it's just the stepper motor itself. I am going to use. I don't know what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna have to just level it manually anyway. A minute. I used to use. I don't know if I still have them. Yeah, I can't find it. I think I used to use I mean, I have this thing, but I used to use the post-it notes, and I don't see them in here. There's a reason. Alright, whatever. So up is to the left. So, I also think I'm going to probably use a, okay, so it just barely grips, it's not worth doing it too much more. An AB, I have a easy, no, not easy ABL. What's the other one? BL Touch, genuine BL Touch, I'm going to probably put on this one, because the issue ends up being that this bed is so large that it's going to be very warped, I'm sure. So it's just a matter of preference for me. I kind of want to just set it and forget it, especially something this large. And when I do the magnetic bed, it's going to be a lot more work to try and manually level it, because it's gonna just take the shape of the aluminum underneath it, where the glass does a really good job of being flat. So you kind of have that aspect of it. So it's kind of nice to kind of already have. Wow. It's kind of nice to just not have to worry about setting it, but I bought it for the one behind me and haven't needed it, so I don't know. I mean, as long as you like level it properly, and this isn't anywhere close to getting what needs to be level. I don't even know if that has a bootloader on it. Sorry, just my brain went somewhere else for a second. Yeah. I mean, this changes with heat and stuff too, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to test it when it's heated up because it's hot. This is so sticky. Like, it's just regular glass, but maybe my hands are sweaty or something. I don't know. Alright, good enough. Let's download a CR10, or let's use a CR10 profile. So I'm using Simplify 3D right now. I'm gonna import. Do I have Benchy still? "3D Benchy." Let's do it. Alright. Alright, so I guess I could just use the CR10 profile. It's just going to print it in a weird spot. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I'm going to use the SD card. Hopefully I can do this without breaking stuff. And the answer is no. Do I have a... Oh, I do! That's freaking amazing. I did not expect to have one of these little guys down here. It's actually an 8 gig card, which is bigger than my other ones. I think. I have no idea, honestly. Operating. Oh, there's manuals and stuff on here. Neat. 3D Benchy, G-code, save. So, keep in mind that this is just my, because I haven't played around with this, this is just my, that's, I don't hang it upside down. Just my, Ender 3 profile. So let's open this. It's like the vacuum seal bag that I have for my food. Okay, so oh shoot! I threw away this desiccant. Oh, it's a little tiny one out here. Alright, so now I'm going to load the filament. So make sure you're always holding onto this. Because if you let go and it goes flying, it's kind of a pain. Oh, wow, that is brittle. Brittle. Oh, it's so low. So that's loaded all the way in there. Wow, is that not cool? 3D printing. 3D printer ready. So, no SD card. Print from SD card, 3D Benchy G-code. Heating up the bed to 60 degrees. Shit. Alright, so let's see if I can... Does that hit that? No. Whatever. see what it's printing and maybe zoom in. Well, I'm gonna have to adjust it as it's printing, but I'm gonna try and zoom in this camera. $28. It stinks. It smells like burning. Finally found it. Okay, this is the Microsoft webcam properties, resolution, buffering FPS. Okay, custom. Deactivate. Nope. Is there a color source range, color range, format, any auto output, quality, auto detect flipped? No. So I wonder if there's a way for me to put on a filter. So it's at 36 degrees. This takes forever. It's definitely heating. Is there a filter and then audio effects filter, add color, scroll, sharpen, image, mask, blonde, crop pad? I don't think that's what I want. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's just gonna cut parts of it off, right? Can't tell what's happening. Yeah, I don't want that. I can just do this. So I can take and move it. And zoom it. I mean, I know it looks like shit now, but whatever. Alright, so sorry. I'll just get away from that for now. So, we're just waiting. It's still only at 50 degrees. 51 degrees. I think I probably should just set it to 50 degrees and be done with it, but this definitely needs a silicone heater. That thing heats up so quickly. Four minutes. Why would they not put a 24-volt heater in there? I ain't got this kind of time. I don't love this filament spool holder, so I might print some. I think I'm gonna print one that sticks to the frame, because it'll act as a. Actually, I could probably just use that one, because it actually acts as a strain relief for the cable tie cables too. Kind of neat. And it's just now getting to temp. 5 minutes. So while it's printing the first layer, I have to adjust everything. just to like make sure it's squishing down correctly and stuff. And I don't know how well it's going to print off the bat, but so leveling the bed is kind of a myth. It's not a myth, but it's oh. I think I dropped a bunch of frames there. Yeah, it doesn't need to happen that much. I'm gonna shut off this. It's tramming the bed. You're basically making it level with the X carriage, not like actual level with the ground. $44. 60 degrees. Glass is hard to measure because it's reflective. So when you measure it with like a, which one is this? This one? You can see that it's 60 degrees. When you measure it with a thing. Okay. When you measure it with infrared, it bounces. So like if I were to like measure it like this, it's probably going to measure something that's across the way. Like I can shoot it at the camera. Gotcha. You can't even see it on the screen. So still 59 degrees, so that's pretty accurate as far as that goes. It's at 200 degrees. It's got to get to 205. I don't even know if I must have printed once or twice with that. I don't think I ever printed with that on my Ender 3 because it was, I wanted to be able to print flexible filament and I saw it immediately. Right, shh, it's go time. So it's just gotta get the filament in there. Okay, so it needs to go down a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna go down. Gotta go up and ugh, it's so hard to reach this stuff. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to start that over. Actually, looks like it's. So I have it on jumps because it's not loud on my Ender 3, but this is kind of ridiculously loud. That's not ridiculously loud, it's just mildly loud. It is still not smooshed enough, but I might have to start over. I can't really reach this one. Definitely not squished enough. Definitely smells like burning. Wow, I haven't heard the noises in 3D printer in a while. Lower. Oh, almost knocked my coffee over. I'm going to switch away for a second. Does that help any? Nope. Still can't see it. Whatever. I can see it, and it looks terrible. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look right. Alright, I'm actually going to cancel this one. Coming off the print bed, but you can see, oh, if I can focus, you can see how it didn't like touch, like you shouldn't be able to see all those that much. So I'm going to try and start it again and see if I got closer toward the end of it. Normally I can, I might just stick some glue stick on it just for helping it stick down real quick. You don't normally need it if you have like a textured bed, but that's why I didn't put this stuff on. Meh. Alright, so main, print from SD card, 3D Benchy, go. So it's still at 60 degrees and 104. Why did that not change? Oh shit, that's terrifying. Alright, so I should be able to... Oh, get out of there. So normally, like, you should be able to do this. That needs to go down. Up, rather. So that looks good. That needs to go up as well. This one needs to go up. Alright, so that actually looks really, really good. Yeah, that's a much better start. I guess you can see it a little bit better. That's as low. Well, it's not quite as low as it can go. I guess I can make that go lower. Oh, that does not look good though. I can't wait to get the other board in here, but like I said, I'm gonna have to like make the whole bottom different, I think, or find another case for this. I don't know. I could probably get it to fit in there, but there's a lot of work involved in trying to do that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that profile, because now that I'm thinking about it, that profile for that I have set up so specifically for the Bowden tube being Capricorn, which is a little bit better tolerance and sticks in here better. But you can see like this, when it sucks in and out. This part, I don't know if you can see it at all. That part will retract and go in. I think I have like a thing for the Capricorn tubing that I can throw on there, but that causes issues with the retraction. Because it doesn't quite get it fully. Yeah, that looks better. This has still got like a considerable amount of time left. I have no idea what layer height I used. Let's see. No. Layer height is 2.4. It's not bad. That's like my. It's Chuck Hollebeck's like magic number. I don't know if it's the same for this, but the number of rotations that are on these extruder rods, these rods, is like 4 millimeters per thing, something, or 0.4 millimeters. Yeah, 0.4 millimeters. So you want to make sure you have a multiple of that. And there's a video that Chuck Hollebeck did if you wanted to look into it. It's Chuck. Filament Friday. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm going to be done streaming here because I don't know that I want to watch all of this happen. I might just let it go. Alright, thanks for watching. If you liked it, you know what to do. I'm going to probably put together another one in a little bit, so stay tuned. This was the CR-10S by Creality. This one's branded by SandSmart, but or Sane Smart.